Hello everybody, this is Eric from Paprika Press. Just wanted to throw a quick video up there. I had a bunch of people ask about how I was registering my prints the last time around, and I figured I'd just do a quick demonstration because it's kind of unique. So I do letterpress and linocut, and the way I register these small prints is they're reduction prints. So doing it on a letterpress wouldn't really work out because I'd have to cut this thing each time and reduce the block. So removing it from the press each time would inevitably make my prints out of register. So what I've got here is a letterpress chase, and a chase is sort of an iron frame with a bunch of wooden furniture in it that helps keep the print in place. But when I print this on my tabletop press, it allows me to sort of spin the whole thing in place, cut, print, and continue onward. Now, what I'm using for registration here on this are actually called Ternes Burton pins. You've got a couple little pin systems that I have mounted to a piece of MDF board, and the height of the pin on this is just slightly less than the height of the uncut linoleum, so that when you mount a piece of paper to a pin and run it under the press, the pin doesn't get struck by the press wheel, but it's enough pressure to put the paper into the block and the ink hits the paper. So I'm just going to run through this a little bit, show you how it works, and maybe that'll help explain how I'm registering these things. So the first thing I do is I take these Ternes Burton pin tabs, I lock them onto the pins. I'm printing on Crane's Letra. It's a nice 100% cotton rag, and I've already got these pre-marked areas here so that I know that my print is generally going to be centered. This is not that different from letterpress, so I'm not making any marks on the paper for this. All my registration is done at the beginning, and when I go ahead and print the second color, I'm just going to snap each one of these prints back into their pins, and the color registration should be perfect. So what I'm doing here is these Ternes Burton pins have these handy little gaps in them. So this circle clips into the pin. This gap here opens its face to the paper, which allows me to just use some standard masking tape. And what I'm doing here is I'm just taking any sort of blunt edge object here, pushing the tape in, and also pushing the tape in to that open face tab into the paper, and it's pretty sturdy. So now I can sort of just rip this off, add it to the stack, and keep going. This is probably going to be a 3-color reduction print, so you can see how as I'm going, the first print will go down, the stack will dry, and then I'll go ahead, when I do the second color, I'll attach it again. I don't need to stress out about the registration. Everything sort of locks into place, and you go. It's a bit of a pain in the butt at the beginning. It takes, a couple hours to attach all of these, but once you get it right, you can do an addition of 100 or whatever you're doing and get no registration mistakes at all. So I hope that was helpful. Any questions? Let me know. Thanks.